Hello, everyone. We have Dr.
Hello.
Payal Mundra today on this podcast with Prathama,
Hmm.
and it is such a nostalgic moment to have Payal over here. We have been friends since almost 10 years. We have lived a hostel life actually together for 6 years. We did our undergrad. We went to pharmacy school together. So welcome, Payal. And the whole idea of me and Payal getting together is that we'll talk about our pharmacy journey. And most of the time, students reach out to me asking why I decided to pursue my studies from Canada. And then there are folks who also ask me that, oh, I am also trying to pursue a PG diploma, which is postgraduate diploma from Canada. And what are the steps and how you decided which college you want to go. And I always struggle to have a right answer. So that's why I have Dr. Mundra here, and she'll talk about her journey in Canada and also about India. So yeah, Payal, would you like to introduce yourself?
That was quite a monologue. Basically, the whole talk is about how we landed here and how we are managing in Canada, uh,
Sure.
from India to Canada. I think me and Pratima, we've known each other for about a decade now. Oh my God. Okay, I don't want to say that we are aged, but it's okay. So, this is a dinosaur friendship now. And yeah, so all the people who are very eager to know what happened, how two people studying pharmacy school in India are here in Canada, what are they doing? So that's the whole conversation. My name
Okay.
is. Oh, am I
No,
supposed to?
sorry. No, I was
I thought you were giving me a cue to introduce myself.
yeah, I was about to ask you that if you want to like talk about your
I
background or
hate
background.
accents.
Yeah, go ahead.
So sorry. Um, yeah, basically I did my PG diploma here in Canada in healthcare administration and management. It's a 2 year program. Actually, not 2 year. You get a break and yeah, kind of. It's a 2 year program, which leads to you becoming open and available for roles like hospital administration and all other healthcare fields. You can go into dental field, physiotherapy, any healthcare professional who is planning to go into administration or basically does not want to do MBA but wants to grab some skills of management and administration can approach this course. I did it here in Ontario at Fanshawe College. Uh, and after this course, right now I'm on my work permit, which is for 3 years, and I'm currently working at Shoppers Drug Mart as a pharmacy assistant. Since I have some background in pharmacy, I chose to go ahead and work in a pharmacy field and back field so that I could know more about how the Canadian pharmacy culture works and how the clinical pharmacist's approach works in Canada. So yeah, go ahead.
That was a nice introduction, Payal. So, yeah, to the audience who are listening us, Payal is working in Shoppers right now. I think the kind of work she has been like the kind of roles and responsibilities she's into, it aligns pretty much how and what we are trained back in pharmacy school in India. So, she's actually using what we have learned back home in India. And actually, that's a good moment because we all are kind of derailed on what we want to pursue. Like presently, I am pursuing public health or maybe like graduated from it. Payal has been like strictly grasped to what she has learned back in India, and she's kind of following that same path. So how did you like while you were pursuing your farm D, while you were pursuing your farm D during that time, you thought that you want to pursue this course, or did you work for a while? How that process uh, parted for you?
Okay. Uh, so back to the basics. When we finished our Farm D, COVID hit, and I got a work from home job as a clinical reviewer in research company where we just had research papers and we had to just go through them, clinically review them, approve them for different companies like Pfizer, etc. So that was the whole job profile. And I was looking to move from India and looking into courses available. Many courses in Australia and other places were on my mind, but monetary factor comes into play, and Canada was the best option at that time. The intake was pretty high when I was applying. I applied in a couple master courses as well. Some of them I didn't get into. So this was the course suggested to me by one of the person who was already in Canada and completed this course, who had done PharmD from in back home in India. Like, she was 2 years senior to us at that time. So she told me about this course, and she also told me about doing this course, staying in Canada, working in pharmacy, and also planning to get a pharmacy license. So when I came to Canada, I thought maybe I'll get into administration, maybe I'll do an MBA later on. I had multiple avenues open in my mind. I was not fixated on what I want to do, but I was lucky to get a job as a pharmacy assistant even when I was a student, as a part-time job. And my awareness about pharmacy in Canada grew highly in the time I was working part time. And when I had many other people, many other international students who were from Nepal and other backgrounds, who were trying to get their licensure here in Canada as a pharmacist, told me that it's not a very difficult process. If you're already working, you know how a pharmacy runs, how things happen. All you have to do is just give the exams, clear the practicals, and you can be a pharmacist here. So they told me about this whole thing, how it works, and how working in a pharmacy can give you a huge exposure towards it. So basically, for me, it was not planned. For me, it was just like, uh, grow what you go through kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think how a pharmacy is designed back home, everyone who graduates, and I think for most of our batchmates and us, we were kind of delusional on which path to take. So I do resonate. I was pretty much at that spot as well. And I also would like to say this to audience that pharmacist, being a pharmacist in Canada is like one of the most privileged position. And just to talk about the salary aspect, it is one of the most high paid position in Canada. That's what I know. I'm kind of detached with the whole pharma field since almost 3 4 years now. But yeah, I do see my colleague who are pharmacists, and I'm telling you that they are earning in tons. So that can be one thing if someone wants to pursue, want to do something or follow a path what Payal has followed,
yes.
they can land up making a lot of money. Okay, so this is what we are talking about, your like career and how you figured out your things in Canada after you did your education in India. Once you landed to Canada, what are the challenge or what kind of triumphs you faced as an international student, which if you want to talk about?
Okay. Are you asking me this question on career aspect or personal life in
Yeah,
Canada?
in general,
In
like
general? Okay.
how as an international student things were for you and things came across.
Definitely, as an international student, you have a different culture, you have a different mindset, different background. So understanding Canadian, or maybe wherever you go, Australian or European background is important. Catching on to what people people mean and what they are trying to say, because some wordings and some kinds of things can be very different in different cultures. Like, one thing which I felt in Canada, people are really chatty. Anywhere you go, people are really open to talking to you. And if you don't talk back, even people you have just met once, if you don't talk back, you seem kind of rude to them. So cultural differences, embracing cultural differences is very important. Second aspect would be to have an open mindset about work, because as soon as you land in Canada, there is no guarantee that you are going to get a field job, you are going to get the job you deserve based on your educational background. So you have to be a little open minded to working, because you need the money to pay your rent, pay your bills. So having that open mindedness, according to me, is very important, because every one of us I know, who have come from back home, have done all kinds of odd jobs, and once they have gotten the proper qualifications and certifications, they're into they're set into motion into the career. So I feel that is very important. Third aspect of education in Canada is, I would talk about the colleges, how they work. So I'd say just take a government colleges. There are very few private colleges in Canada. Approach for government colleges, as their certifications are more valid than private universities or private colleges in Canada, and there are multiple courses in multiple fields which you can approach. Based on your course and your educational background back home, you can combine them and decide what kind of career choices you want to make. So have that right mindset of selecting a course which is relevant to your background. Don't just pick up any course just for the sake of coming to the country, I would say. Although some people even do that and then they do another course. But all I would say is be very mindful of that, because it costs a lot of money to do a single course here in Canada. So yeah, those are some of the few tips and tricks that were passed on to me by the people who were already here. So
Yeah, definitely having an open mindset and open for all those new challenges, because definitely you're changing a country. You do expect a cultural shock. I do echo with you. I think this was one of my second question, but I'm asking you on as my fourth question is like, how long did this whole process of you trying to figure out your college and you
mhm.
like planning your application, like when you started and before you landed up or got an admission letter, how much duration that took you, like how much was that turnaround time? And if you want to make any suggestion to audience about like how to figure out their resume or reference letter or that sort, or if that plays any important role or not based on your experience.
Okay. So one basic tip would be to start off by giving IELTS exam. It's the English qualifying exam for Canada, and it's also useful for many other countries where you want to go. As English is not our first language back home, we need to have the IELTS exam certificate. The duration for that is 2 years. It expires after 2 years, so it's good enough time for you to apply to multiple colleges. I was pretty lucky in terms of getting the response back from college. I applied and got my response back within 15 days, which does not happen usually. The usual turnaround time that I've seen for different people is about 2 to 3 months after you uh, put in all your documents, process it, because you have to have show bank account funds and all of those things. So you have to do the bank stuff that takes pretty much a long time, as Indian banks are definitely not the fastest in giving you all the information and all the letterheads that you need. But yeah, the overall process, if you're planning, I would say, if you're graduating in India and then planning to come here in your last year of graduation, just give your IELTS, keep all your documents handy so that you can do the applications as soon as there is the opening. There, I think there were like early bird openings, and there were different kinds of openings for colleges where you could apply the different intakes. I would say I came in the winter intake, but many students prefer to come in the January in the spring or the summer intakes, which is more suitable due to the weather conditions here in Canada, as they are quite different from the Asian countries.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
One quick question again, which is more so related to what you answered right now, Payal, is that did you apply your like your application was more so did all by yourself, or did you seek any consultancy support? Because I think right now in India we have a huge market for all of these like consultancy business as well. Uh, So for people who have like undergrad degree in their hand, do you think that they should be capable enough to figure out this whole like application process by themselves, or do you think having a consultancy to like help them and in this whole process is helpful?
So, I would say for people who are very comfortable with understanding the requirements of college and understanding documentation process, or have some kind of support, maybe they know a friend who's out there or someone, they can they can try and do this by themselves, because honestly this is not very difficult. um, I did visit a consultancy when I was trying to apply for my master's, but
Yeah. We
that
did
didn't go. Yeah,
together.
we did it together. Exactly. So, but that didn't work out very well because half of the things, even they were clueless, because the rules and regulations in Canada I've seen change a lot. Even after I've landed here, I've seen in different intakes the rules, regulations, the hours, the working hours, many things have changed. So with the dynamic changes happening, I would say just stay updated. Try to contact people on LinkedIn who are already here and have done the course that you are planning to do. Try to build a network in Canada before you come to Canada, or for that matter, any other country, any other place where you're looking to go, just so that you have a better picture of what you are going to deal with when you come here. So, yeah, to answer your question, uh, any consultancy is good enough if you know what you want. But
Yeah.
I would say just don't listen to consultancies and take colleges, as they have their commissions and many other things play a role in that picture. Try to Google search. Like, everyone has Google, just use the search engine, go to different college pages, look at what the courses are offering, look at what the academic programs are, what kind of structure it is. Some people take some courses just to come to Canada, which are so much oriented with computer, and they're not so tech savvy, and they end up struggling in Canada. So be
Right.
mindful of what kind of course you are approaching, as it would be a huge pain if you come here and you fail in some semester. You have to pay the fees and all of that.
Yeah.
So that's my advice. Try to go through the things first before you jump onto consultancies, because they are there, they're not going anywhere. Trust me, it's a big business.
Yeah,
So,
I kind of totally echo with you. Like these are some bitter truth, but like considering you're coming to a developed country, so trying to get adjusted with technology and all of these informations are available. So maybe going ahead, doing some Google search and all those networking steps, which you
and watch our podcast.
yeah, exactly. Like reach out to some genuine people rather than if you have a lot of money for sure, invest. If you come from a middle class family, as me and Payal come from, try to figure out your process. And I'm pretty much sure if we came, you can also come. So having said that, I know Payal from almost it's like she's been in Canada for 3 years now, and I feel like she know and understand Canada much better considering she's living in Toronto, which is one of the like most metropolitan place in Canada. What are okay, cut. So basically, what my question is that if you have to give a final piece of advice to everyone who is watching this podcast or maybe who is planning to come to Canada, final two pieces of good word if you want to share, considering you almost have lived in this country for 3 years, you're trying to stay in these lands for a while. So what are your final piece of advice to these like newcomers who are planning to come to Canada or any such land in North America?
Okay. So, two things. One, I've already said, grow through what you go through, which
Exactly.
I truly believe in. There are some things you will figure out when you come here, so you don't need to stress about everything. Stress kills half of the things. So, be patient, be open-minded, do a lot of research, and try to connect and build a network. So,
Great pieces of advice coming from Dr. Mundra, who is achieving greater heights in Canada.
Thank you.
She's been my inspiration. Just to sum up with, I think I had a good journey with her, and I have always looked up to her. She's one of the strongest women I know who exist around my life. So very candid advice, which I think will help any budding pharmacist or maybe a student coming from India who is planning their higher education in Canada. Thank you so much for your time, Payal. Yeah, it was great having you.
Anytime for you.
Yeah, bye. Take care.
Bye.